Hello, Cancer, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 24th through the 30th, and during that time we'll have a waxing crescent moon, and a waxing crescent is a really good time of heightened senses, a time for us to just kind of focus and get to work on the things that we started during the new moon. So any work that you need to do, it's just a really good time of focus. So pay attention to the moon energy as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Cancer. So, of course, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading, it's time to take action. All right, let's see what the Cancer Collective has going on for the week. As I'm shuffling, I would like to say that my weekly reminder this week, Cancer, is that you learn something new. So pick a topic that you've had some interest in and just really take the time to deep dive and focus on it. Set aside just a little time for yourself, even if it's just a couple of hours, but study, take notes, and just really think and absorb what you're learning. Because sometimes as adults, I'm constantly learning something, but when I go to deep dive something, or when I think about that, and it's like I haven't really deep dive on something in a while, so we just kind of forget to do that as adults. But anyway, that is my fun weekly reminder for you, is that you do that. It's a good week for focus and a good week to do that. So, all right, without further ado, Cancer, let's get to this reading. Cancer, for August 12th through the 30th. It's time to take action. Let's see what you guys need to take action on. All right, looks like we've had some sort of disruption here with the Five of Wands. So, of course, this is our card of debate. It can go as far as argument. If you notice, everyone in this card, no one has the same outfit on. Everybody has a different opinion on how things need to go. So sometimes that can be friendly debate. Sometimes, like I said, it can lead a little bit more into, more contentious arguments. So pay attention, look around for that this week. There might be some action that you do need to take care of. And your current situation is that it's the Devil card coming up for you. So it looks like with this contention is some sort of false truths, and maybe you're not feeling as confident as you want to be. Maybe this is something that, if you're having some debate on something, you do need to go research and learn something. Sometimes debate too is about listening to others. Maybe you don't know everything. So sometimes that's hard for some of us to realize, that we don't know everything. Maybe we should listen to someone else. Maybe someone else is right. It does happen occasionally, right? So pay attention to that. But yeah, the Devil can be, this can just make you just kind of have false fears. And, it might be that you're being a little bit closed-minded or in denial about something. So just make sure that you're having a little bit of open ears to hear others this week, I guess, is the advice that I'm giving you right now. At the root of this situation is the Queen of Cups. So, it could be about, it's something that's it's emotional, but I feel like you're going to be able to manage it. Like you're going to be able to maintain some emotional balance through this. It's not going to get, so hot and heavy that it's going to be overbearing emotionally. I feel like you're going to kind of have an even keel. And like I said, you want to hold your point, you want to make your point, but make sure that you are also listening. There might be something that you need to hear or learn about this week. In your recent past is some judgment. So this could be some judgment of you, right? This could be you judging someone else. This whole thing could be just a big misunderstanding. Your overall message though is that it's time to take action. So if it's been a misunderstanding, if there's been something kind of lurking below the surface, it looks like it's time to bring it up to light and at least talk things out again. Maybe have that debate, maybe get those words out there that need to be said, but some kind of action needs to be taken. It could be that it's just tense, and it's making you uncomfortable. So, try to dispel any of the self-doubt that this Devil card may bring up for you. Um, and know what you're talking about. Again, if you need to research something or learn about something, and it may be that you go to someone and you have made a judgment and you need to apologize and say, hey, I was wrong. I got this bit of information and it changed how I feel about this, or hold your ground. It depends, right? So let's see what's on your mind this week is the High Priestess. So this tells me that there's something that you do feel like you have some sort of maybe intuitive knowledge about something, or there's something that you have gained, like this information has come to you, but it's come to you in some mysterious way. And I'm going to say that, in a more esoteric way, not that you were snooping or found anything like this, but it's maybe in a dream, that it came to you. And so you can't really put your finger on it, but you just know a thing, could be your intuition. And that's really what the high priestess speaks of, is really using your intuition and those kind of gifts, those things that are around you, watching for those synchronicities, those signs, those symbols that the universe sends to you, kind of in a more mysterious way. And that that you do know something, and you're not even quite sure how or why you know it. So but again, that's where maybe some of that research comes in, and ask questions. If you're feeling intuitively about something, all you can do is ask another person a question. Hey, I'm getting the feeling that whatever, and just be prepared to really listen to them, but also watch their body language, and see if you feel like they're being truthful with you. What is just ahead of you this week? Yeah, Two of Swords here. So I doubt you're going to make any decision on this. I feel like you may confront this person. It's just gonna, I'm not sure that's gonna get clear. Again, we've got the very calm emotional waters here behind the Two of Swords. I don't feel like it's going to be a super super emotional debate conversation, and I am just getting the feeling now too that there's just so many other people involved. Whatever the situation is for you, Cancer, it is time to take action, but it's the kind of action where you're kind of in information gathering mode, and I don't feel like you're going to make a decision, and that's okay. I don't think you have enough information quite yet to make a decision. In your advice position is, yeah, maintain that emotional balance here with the temperance card. Everything points to that. Don't let this get the better of you emotionally, so that you're making decisions or doing things from an emotionally charged point of view. You need to maintain that calm. This is the perfect balance card here. This card of, we're going to maintain between the emotion and the actual physical world here. Have a foot in each so that you can just breathe. Just breathe. You're making these decisions in calm waters. Again, we've got this Queen of Cups. This tells me that, even the High Priestess too speaks of kind of a calm mystery. And the advice here to me is remain calm. Remain calm through all of this. You need to take action, but you need to not let your emotions get the better of you. What is beyond your control this week is the Ace of Swords. So at some point, you get a breakthrough. At some point, it may be later on in the week. Because again, I don't even know if you're going to make a decision yet, but this makes me feel a little bit more confident in that there is some sort of breakthrough for you, maybe later on into the week, and it's beyond your control. It might not be even something that you instigate. Of course, I said to, make sure that, you may want to confront someone with the information that you feel like you have that's maybe intuitive, maybe from a dream. And that can feel strange. I understand, so, but I do feel like at some point you get some sort of breakthrough, whether it is in your own mind and how you're going to manage the situation, or if someone, speaks something that gives you a kind of an aha moment there. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid? Of course, I hope this is your secret desire. This is the World card, which is perfect balance. This is everything in harmony, everybody getting along, everybody, this is light, this is fulfillment, this is knowing the truth, and just, look how peaceful and happy the World card, she's just, everything's in order. Everything's great. I hope this is your secret desire, right? Um, I doubt if you're trying to avoid that. If you are, what are you, a chaos maker? I don't think so. So I feel like you're trying to get to this place where, look, we just want to get things back in balance here. Think about what threw things out of balance. Be very direct. Bring up the things that you're feeling through your intuition. Okay, in your outcome position is the Page of Pentacles. So this is interesting. So it could be, pages are about a new path. And with this being in your outcome position, first, I like the coloring. I like that we're getting brighter as we go along. And then we've got just this like beautiful yellow color behind this Knight of Pentacles. This is action, but it's in the material realm. And I almost get the feeling for some of you, are you fighting about something material? And is there something that you need to either give back or have given back to you? It's time to take action. So you leave me a comment if that makes sense to some of you, because there's some action here in your outcome. There's some action, but it's material world action, which again tells me, I would say if there's some argument or discussion about money, that maybe someone needs to give you money back or you need to give someone else money back. That's kind of the outcome here. And do you reach that? Do you get to that point? I mean, I feel like you do have a breakthrough at some point. So maybe that's kind of what's going to kind of settle the score on the whole thing. And I almost get the feeling too that it could just be about a material thing. Um, Again, if you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below and let me know. I feel like again, it's time to take action. Whatever this is has been. I just get the feeling like this has been going on long enough. Can we please just get this settled so that we can move on? So that we can move on and everybody can be happy, right? So let's work on that. Let's work there. What is hidden from you at the bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. So this is hidden from you, and this is kind of knowledge about passion. And to me, this would maybe be the knowledge about why the person did the action. That's hidden from you. Maybe you'll never know what their motive was. You just may never know. That just may be a mystery for you. So, but yeah, I would say go ahead and take action, confront this person, have the hard conversation. Um, you know, Again, what you need to really remember is just to maintain your emotional calm through the whole thing so that you can manage it and deal with this person as well. So that you're not, I feel like if your feathers, if you go in with ruffled feathers, you're going to just ruffle more feathers, and I don't think that leads to a conclusion. So, all right, let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck for Cancer as they deal with this entire situation this week. I'm not even sure what to call it yet. Detach from drama. Yeah, keep that calm. Keep that sense of calm through the whole thing. I mean, again, you want this to be more of a debate than an argument, and just kind of detach from it. Just don't let your feelings get involved so that this can come to a conclusion. I feel like, sometimes when there are feelings involved, it just gets harder to let things have a conclusion because everybody's very passionate about it. But make sure you're listening again. Make sure you're just getting all the right information. Okay, let's see what you need to do, Cancer, in the way of self-care for the week. Self-care as Cancer detaches from this drama. And the card that comes out for you is Beauty. And this card says, today you are a curator of beauty. You are blessed with moments that let you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that all is well in the world. And so, that's kind of the world card there, right? Everything, all is well, everybody's good, everybody's happy, there's light. And that's, is that your secret desire? It sounds like it. It sounds like you're trying to be very calm as you again take action on this thing that is, I just feel like it's just been a little like a splinter. It's been in there, it's kind of been a thing, it's making everybody a little bit tense, and you know that you can get over it. So make sure that you use apologies and love and hugs and whatever it takes to get through it. And don't be so hard on whatever other people that you're dealing with, and hopefully they won't be as hard on you. So Cancer, thank you so much for being here with me this week. I do really appreciate your time with me. And also you can drop me and leave me a message again if this is ringing true, something that you're going through, and let me know, what was it? Was it some material thing? Was it some monetary thing? I'd be very curious to know. Anyway, I do readings every week, so come back next week and we'll see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you. Also, if you like my reading style, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel and just kind of pushes it out into the algorithm, which as a new YouTuber, I really do appreciate. But most importantly, it'll help you find me next week and we'll see where this story goes. So thanks so much, Cancer. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.